First up, Orville Wright. When was your first plane made?
Well, the first plane was made in 1908. It was also built that year.
What exactly was your inspiration?
Our inspiration for making the plane was that we saw cars everywhere and people couldn't travel across the country, so we decided we need to make something that can go across the country.
It was a big jump in history. What does society say about you?
What society said about us? That's a good question, Aaron. It's a good question. Now, at first, they didn't accept the fact that we wanted to build a plane, but after they saw that it worked, they thought we were geniuses.
Planes have been around for a long time. How exactly have they evolved?
Well, the plane has evolved in many ways. That now, instead of just 2 people riding on it, it can fit multiple people, and it can take people across the country in like 6 hours, and across the world in like 15.
How have the models changed?
Well, over the years, the model has changed in many ways, but the biggest thing is that people can now sit and travel comfortably in nice chairs, and sometimes in beds.
So, everybody give a nice big round of applause for our guest, Nolan Bushnell.
Yeah.
So Nolan, what have you invented?
I invented one of the most successful games of all time, Pong. You might have heard of it. It's probably not that popular nowadays. It was a big hit back in my days, though. Everybody was playing it. Who could get the biggest high score? And that's what started this revolution.
How has your invention of video games helped society?
It's helped in so many ways. It has companies competing against each other to see who can make the next big thing. The PS3, the Xbox 360, all trying to become the best system.
Pong has been around for a long time. Do you have any ideas for the future?
I have great ideas for the future. MP3s you can put under your tongue. Phones you can plant in your brain. Interactive menus at a restaurant. These are all just the beginning. Think of the possibilities. And that's what I'm trying to do here.
Nolan, how has your original idea changed?
My original idea hasn't changed that much. All I wanted was people to play in a virtual reality, a virtual world. And that's how it is today. Kids getting online, playing with other kids from around the world. That's what I wanted.
Lastly, do you have anything to say about your good friend Steve Jobs?
Steve Jobs, a great companion. He helped me create my most successful game of all time, Pong. Together, we created the first Apple computer. It's so sad he had to go. But the time that he was here, he created so many great items, such as the iPhone, the iPod Touch, and iMacs. He was such a wonderful gift to this society.
Lastly, our final visitor, Lee DeForest. So, Lee, exactly when was your idea of the amplifier conceived? I invented it in 1907. What was your inspiration to make the amplifier? Why did I make it? It's a good question. Well, I realized that not all families could experience what I had because they were out of range of the signals and such. So, I decided to make an invention that increased the signals so that more families in the radius could experience what I could experience. When was your invention updated? My invention was updated in 1947. They switched from vacuum tubes and they started using transistors, but very much smaller. They used very much less power, and they had the same effect as vacuum tubes. How does this wonderful invention work? Well, how does it work? It basically takes a varying input signal and it processes it and it takes it out as this pretty much the same variant output signal with a greater amplitude, increasing the radius of the signal.